Hey everybody, Ryan Harris here, my good friend Dan Beck. We are here talking about something really exciting that's happening in the world of online and offline training, right? Something that Dan's never done before. I've begged him for years to start putting some of his training online because this guy is a Spartan, amazing person. I mean, we're talking about an SGX coach,
Yes.
Spartan certified coach. He's done all sorts of races that only people like put on their bucket list that they do once in their lifetime. Dan's done them a few different times. I've been a business owner for quite a while and run quite a few different businesses here. And we're excited to introduce you to the Live Intentional movement. And today specifically, we're going to talk about the Live Intentional Challenge, what that looks like, and how we can help you grow yourself personally, do something complex in your life that you may not have considered or thought about doing before, but more importantly, doing something that will change you if you really spend time, effort, and energy. So Dan, tell us a little bit about what this Live Intentional Challenge looks like and why we actually created it.
Okay. Well, we've created this Live Intentional Challenge, which is basically an 8-week, you commit to do certain things, and the idea is to build habits from living intentionally over 8 weeks to change your life. A little background on me. When I was a kid, I used to have these huge dreams. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to do all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of life, I kind of lost those dreams and stopped dreaming, right? You think of somebody out in the ocean, it's dark, every direction they look, it's black and there's nothing, right? You don't have a place to go, so why row?
Right.
Right? And I was kind of just drifting through life, doing the bare minimum to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, Spartan racing was, I looked up and saw this star in the sky and thought, I don't have to just sit here and do nothing, right? I can start rowing and I can start doing stuff. And over the course of the last few years, I learned if you just start rowing and you row crazy, you'll be motivated for like 10 minutes and then it's
Right.
going to suck again.
Right.
And you're going to give up. But if you start planning and living intentionally, you might spend an hour rowing and you're going to spend an hour finding food and water,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And start planning how you're going to get to that star.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened to me is over the course of the last few years, I've gone to China and completed a 60-hour Spartan endurance event called the Agoge.
Nuts.
I've also gone to the Isle of Skye in northern Scotland, completed another one. 18 people out of the 81 that started finished, and a handful of us got a Spartan coin,
Mm-hmm.
which they give to people who show leadership at the event. Done lots of other ultra marathons. Got 4th place in my age group at the Tahoe the Spartan in Tahoe
Yeah.
a couple months
That
ago.
was the Ultra Beast, right?
Yeah, the Ultra. They don't call it the Beast anymore, just the Ultra.
The Ultra.
But 31 miles, 10 to 12,000 feet of elevation gain, around 70 obstacles, and 4th place in my age group, which I never grew up being an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I played a few sports, but I was never good at them. And basically from the time I graduated high school until 5 years ago, 6
right?
years ago, I wasn't an athlete at all.
So what's interesting about Dan's story, and I'm super intrigued by it because Dan introduced me into the world of Spartan training, and last year we did a trifecta together.
Right.
Never thought I could finish a trifecta. I was in the same place, right? We all have those situations in our life where we want to do something incredible. Now, we may not consider it incredible. Like after I got done doing the trifecta, I was like, well, that was pretty cool. Other people look at that like I could never do that. But we all have things in our lives that we thought about at one point or another, I wish I could do this again. And we all make excuses for not doing those things, right? For a lot of us, it's just, I don't have the energy, or I don't have the time, or I don't have the people to be around or surround myself with that are in that same vein. So what we're creating is an accountability group over the course of 8 weeks that really can help put you on that path that you're looking for or you're searching for to begin doing something big. And not only do we have an accountability group, but we have specific things in place that can help you take small actions that will start to change your life. They say that it's small daily activities or consistency that change the nature of our life dramatically over the course
Right.
of a short time period. So Dan, tell us a little bit about what those look like and what we could or should be focusing on throughout that process.
Okay, so if you decide you want to be part of our Live Intentional Challenge, the first thing we're going to ask you to do is either sign up for or plan something big. This
Right.
should be something beyond your limits, something that scares you,
Yeah.
but something that with time, energy, effort, you can achieve, right? So this might be you're going to run a 100-mile race.
Which you're
Right.
doing in a week,
If-
right?
Yeah, which,
Or you may have already done.
Yeah.
Who knows? Whenever you watch this,
Right. Right, so it might be a huge 100-mile race that you've
Mhm.
never done. It might be a marathon if you've never done that.
Yep.
Might be start a business. Might be it's been rolling around in your head, I should learn to play the piano, but it's always
Mhm.
scared you and you've never dared to go out and contact a piano teacher. Whatever your big thing is, it can be unique to every person
Yeah.
and where you're at right now. You're just going to look out, find that star
That's right.
to start aiming at and use that as that's the first step of the challenge. Then during the challenge each week you are going to do workouts,
Mm-hmm.
and I will provide you workouts you can use. You don't have to use those. Your workouts can be a walk around the block if that's your fitness level.
Mm-hmm.
Your workouts can be CrossFit if that's what you love. It can be spinning, it can be Zumba. But you're going to do a minimum of 4 workouts a week.
Yep.
So intentionally be active at least 4 times a week. And you're going to have some mindset challenges. Things that you can use to strengthen your mindset so that when it gets hard, you don't just quit. They're not hard things, they're just things you do over and over repeatedly
Mhm.
that callous your mind and make you a stronger person. You're going to do at least 3 mindset challenges every week. We also have lifestyle challenges. These are things that make you a happier, better person
Yeah.
and also help you contribute in a good way to society. Things like writing a thank you note to somebody, right? Calling your mom, asking her how she's doing,
Yeah.
right? So they're not hard things or things that like really consume a lot of your time, but doing these little things consistently over time make you a happier, more productive
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And then
I,
one more we got is
Yeah.
the nutrition challenges.
That's right. That's
So
right.
the same idea, not huge things, not like you're going to try to lose 10 pounds in a week. These are small changes you make to your nutrition.
Mhm.
You're going to do at least 3 challenges a week, do them consistently over 8 weeks. And now, having done them consistently, built the habits, you now have a framework to do bigger and better things.
Yeah, it's interesting, Dan. As you're talking about all of these different areas, maybe some of you are thinking, yeah, I'd really like to do that a little bit more, or I'd like to do this, or I'd like to change that. And really, it's all about just taking those action steps. Small, simple action steps, like I said before, over a long period of time really can change the nature of our lives. Dan was sharing with me a story just earlier that 5 years ago when he started, he ran his first 5K, and it was like a
38 minute
38-minute 5K.
and felt like a near-death experience.
And now you're running what 5Ks? Like 6-minute 5Ks?
No, slower than that. I'm not terribly fast still because I'm not an
Yeah,
athlete,
yeah.
right? So if I really pushed a 5K, I could probably get 22 minutes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I consider myself an endurance athlete.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can string together 25-minute 5Ks for a long period of time now.
Yeah, but that's 5 years later, and small progress over the course of the years has helped him do that. Now, what's also important though, when you're talking about the physical aspects, almost more importantly is the mindset. Like doing these
Right.
mindset challenges every day will really start to put your mind in a place where you can start to believe that you can do it. Right? Belief is the biggest problem that most people struggle with. As a matter of fact, most people don't start businesses because they're afraid they're going to fail.
Right.
Most people don't start the journey of going down this health world because they're afraid they're going to fail.
Or they do fail at their business because there are things they know they need to do to be successful. It's not a question of they know they need to do it. They wake up and they get scared and they
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah. No,
Right?
that's exactly right.
So one of our challenges is face a fear of something small you need for your business. And for me, was making a video, right?
Yeah.
Like So a couple of weeks ago, out on my run, I just decided when I get to the top of this hill, I'm going to stay at the top of the hill. It's -4 degrees out. I'm going to stay there until I've made a video.
Yeah.
Right?
And you did.
And I got there, I made a video. It was pretty terrible, but
Yeah. Well,
your
it's a
first
start.
right. It was my first 5K, right, which is the step
That's right.
to 100-miler in a couple years.
Yeah.
Right? So making a terrible video now and slowly getting better over time, hopefully in a couple years I make great videos.
Yeah. Well, and that's how it's been for me. I remember the very first time I put together a Facebook Live video. It was crazy. It was terrible, just like anyone else's was their very first time. And now I have the experience of being in front of people and presenting. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I did, talking about a challenge, was I said to myself, yeah, I'm not really great at speaking, so I became part of Toastmasters, and that has helped me grow. So it really depends on what you're trying to accomplish and what the goal is, but it's an amazing challenge group. It's going to be, like I said earlier, a movement of people that are moving into action.
Right.
Taking action, and that's what this whole Live Intentional Challenge is put together to do, or that's the purpose and the goal and the vision of what we're doing. Is we want you to take action in your life. We want you to do something more. So like he said, commit to these challenges and accrue 100 points over the course of the 8 weeks,
8
right?
weeks, right.
Yeah.
Yep, and we'll have a private Facebook group.
Yep.
We limit those. We limit the number of people that come in. We also limit how often we do them. So it's not I can just wait forever and I'll get in.
Right.
Because we want to keep these limited to people who are actually committed to doing the steps for
That's
8
right.
weeks.
That's right.
In the private group, you will have access to tons of information, tools, things like that make it possible for you to be successful. And you'll have ongoing accountability from us and from other people in the group to help you be successful.
Yeah.
And all those things added together can change your life in 8 weeks and give you a framework to move forward onto huge things.
That's right.
And this big something isn't something you have to do in the 8 weeks.
Correct.
You just have to have it planned within the 8 weeks. And some of the challenges, things like setting goals and figuring out your why, we'll tie those specifically to your big something.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll have a presentation and some information specifically on setting goals, and you will set goals specific to the big something you've planned.
Yeah, and we do Facebook Live events inside of that. We do trainings. There's all sorts of really cool things happening inside of that Facebook group, the private group that we have set up for this specific challenge. Now, the next thing as part of that is, we're asking people to commit to 100 points over the course of 8 weeks. If you don't, we're going to put some dollars behind this, right? If you don't achieve those 100 points, which it's okay if you don't, we don't want it to be so expensive that you're like, oh no, I don't ever want to do that. We're just asking you, for every point you're short, you pay $1 into the bucket. Put $1 into the bucket, and the dollars at the end of the time period that are in the bucket will go towards the nonprofit organizations of our choice. So you're sacrificing a few dollars here and there. It may be $100 if you do nothing. We hope that's not the case. But as you're doing things and beginning this process and throwing things into this process and taking these action steps, you're going to change. And we're tying a little bit of pain to that, because we know that until the pain of the change is greater than the fear of the change, as Tony Robbins would say, you're never going to make a change.
Yeah.
Right? So we're throwing some pain points in there to help nourish that.
And really, if the buck is that important to you, right? You don't want to donate $1 to charity, call your mom, right? That's one of the challenges.
Call your mom or your brother or your sister.
Write a thank you note.
That's right.
So you're like, oh, I can't afford $100. You don't have to afford $100. You have to do the challenges, and then
you don't pay anything until the end of it, and then it's just
Right.
depending on you not taking the activity. So
Right.
I think it's a really cool structure, because I think it really will inspire people, even if it's out of sheer necessity of I don't want to pay the dollars associated with it, but people will take more action more quickly. So 100 points, dollars, so that's the commitment. The last commitment that we need to share, right, and I think it's extremely important, is as you go through this process, you're going to be in your life, you're going to probably be taking steps that are going to help you start feeling better. Right? Like, you're going to feel healthy. If you're taking actions and you're doing something physical 4 days a week, you're going to feel better. You're going to start to feel better. You might even actually start to lose a little bit of weight if you watch what you eat in terms of some of the challenges. And the last component of that is this is all free. All of the training, all of the information, everything we're talking about is free. And if you were to take Dan's time and have him personal train you, if you've ever been to a personal trainer, you're talking hundreds of dollars a month in order to accomplish that, right? So what we're doing to help make it easier is we're adding to that a manufacturing company called Melaleuca.com. And Melaleuca manufactures over 450 different types of products, but we're focusing most specifically on those products that will help you from a nutrition perspective, gain the energy that you need to help you feel better, to help you look better, to help you gain more confidence in what you're doing with your life. And if you're not a part of Melaleuca.com currently, then get with the person that sent this video to you and have them show you a little bit more about what that looks like. One specific product that I'll have you ask of the person that sent this information to you is the Peak Performance Pack. And the reason I'm sharing that with you right now really quick is because Dan is one of those skeptics, right?
Right.
When it comes to anything, I mean, he's been training for a 100-mile race, taking supplements, things that work, things that didn't work, most that didn't work. As a matter of fact, Dan used to tell me, like, I've tried a lot of things, and I'm just out to prove that I can outwork a bad diet.
Right. I just wanted to scientifically prove you can outwork a bad diet.
Right.
Right. And I would try lots of different things.
Yeah.
I never read the label. I don't care what it says it does. I don't care what the science says. Right. Some people are like Ryan and they want to know all the scientific details.
Yes,
Some
right.
people are like me. I don't care what the science says. I'll try it. If it works, I'll keep using it. If it doesn't, I'll move on to the next thing and try something else. And I tried it, and for me, it was effective.
Yeah.
And so I'm planning to continue using it, and that's part of why I want to share how it works is because I think the Peak Performance Pack specifically, and a lot of the granola bars I use on my long runs, Access bars, I've switched instead of a highly caffeinated pre-workout, I use Melaleuca's Access bars. I use their protein bars after workouts. So I've just found so many useful tools at Melaleuca that's why we've partnered this Live Intentional Challenge with Melaleuca.
Yeah.
And what we're asking people to do is, as part of this 8 weeks, you're just going to try some Melaleuca products.
Yep.
And if they work for you, great. If not, everything at Melaleuca has a 60-day money-back guarantee, which is 8 weeks.
Get all your money back.
Right?
Yeah.
If it doesn't work for you, it's not successful, the products aren't what you expected, you can get your money back.
Yeah.
So you've gone into this, you've gotten all this information, you've changed your life, and you've done it at no risk. But part of the reason we are so excited about it is because we know that when you try the products, and you actually intentionally use them as you're changing your life, that they will be effective and you'll want to continue being a Melaleuca customer.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I've been a customer now for 10 years using the supplements. It's changed. The Peak Performance Pack specifically has done a lot for me in terms of my health and nutrition. And we'll talk more about that. Or the person that invited you to take a look at this video, get with them and have them do a presentation. And if you want Dan or I to jump on the presentation with you, we're happy to help with that. So we want you to commit. We're excited for you to be here. So again, the process is simple. Commit to 8 weeks of finding something that you want to accomplish and beginning the journey of that process. Number 2, commit to 100 points each month. Over the 8 weeks. 100 points, 50 points a month. Now, you can't wait till the last week to try to get 100 points.
There's caps each week.
So you have to be doing something each week, but commit to that. And then if that doesn't happen, then you get to throw money into the charity pot, the nonprofit pot.
Right.
And then also become a Melaleuca customer. Become a preferred customer. Learn about what that looks like. Gain an understanding and try the supplements, the Peak Performance Pack, because it'll change everything for you in terms of health and nutrition. So that's it.
Yeah.
Right? It's that simple. It's a 3-step process.
Right. So whoever shared this video with you, they can get you into the group.
That's right.
Has limited numbers. We'll let them know exactly where to find the group on Facebook.
Yep.
It will be private, so you can't get in without their help.
Yeah, and you have to answer those 3 questions when you get into the group. And if you say no to any of those 3 questions, then quite frankly, you're not the right fit for us.
Right.
If you're not willing to commit and do the work, we want to put time and energy in with those people that are willing to do the work with us.
Right.
And we're doing it with you. We'll be a part of these challenge groups, and we'll be a part of these challenges every single time, so that you guys can see what we're doing and tracking our own efforts, which is, it's a lot, right?
Right.
It
Yeah,
takes,
'cause
it takes
I'm
time.
planning to start. Well, I have 2 businesses I'm starting.
That's right.
Right, which means I have specific things I need to do, fears I need to face, goals I need to plan,
Yep.
things like that. Ryan's going to run an ultra, right? Now that you've done
I'm
your
not, I'm
trifecta.
not, I'm not committing to that yet. There's some health things that I'm still fighting through. But that being said, I'm going to do something that I've never done before. I'm
Okay.
making that same commitment like everybody else is, right? So I'm
Okay.
excited about it. Not sure what that is yet. I need to figure
Right.
that out.
He's working on it.
And then we're getting, I think it's
Yeah.
probably a marathon.
Maybe you want to learn
Or
to
a
play
half
the
a
piano.
marathon. I pluck away at the piano a little bit, but I could do better. at
Right,
that.
maybe it's play the guitar or whatever.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
something big you've always wanted to do. Right,
Yeah.
you say to yourself, "I've always wanted to
Maybe it's play the
leave,
violin.
leave it blank,"
Yeah.
and then whatever it is, that's your
That's
big
it.
thing,
That's
right?
it.
And then let's start planning and get you there.
So come join us in our Live Intentional movement, especially with a small piece of this, which is the Live Intentional Challenge. We'd love to have you come and join us and learn about what we are, where we're going, and what we're doing, and more importantly, how you can get strategic workouts, really everything you need to take that first step. So come join us on the inside.